This is an attempt at a vlog, which I'm not very used to, so bear with me. First off, let's do introductions. Hi, my name's Pen. I wrestle for Filipino Pro Wrestling under the name Penny Hayes. Yeah, I'm a rookie. Haven't been wrestling for very long. Last April, I injured my wrist during a wrestling match with the very dastardly Rio Rufino. I suffered from a distal radius fracture and I needed to have like a metal plate installed into my wrist. There it is. The doctors were very kind enough to make sure that my tattoos were still aligned. How kind. I've been on break for the past couple of months. I'm doing pretty well now as of filming. I had done like one training session, and I guess this vlog is just to kind of talk about my headspace, going back into training, how it was in terms of like what I had done in the meantime. Maybe that's for another vlog. I joined our refinements training session last Thursday. I was kind of scared going into it. When I was hurt, all I had been itching to do was get back into training. There were a couple of instances, like months way too early, where I would try doing bumps and try doing rolls. And now that I've actually been medically cleared to do it, I guess the fear had set in of like, would I just hurt myself again? But that said, the doctor did guarantee like, no, I'm definitely healed. I am able to do like stuff unrestricted. So that's been nice. That said, I did make the decision to just take things easy. Like, I'm not gonna be looking into getting booked for matches right away. Like, just focus on starting over again, focus on brief sequences, focus on chain wrestling, promo maybe, or just maybe getting more comfortable with like being on camera and speaking, which I guess is what I'm doing right now. But yeah, that's kind of where I was at mentally going into it. And like now that the training is done, it went really well. I didn't get hurt. To be fair, I didn't do anything too crazy. Refinements is basically like as it says on the tin, just kind of refine the basics and make sure we're like doing everything safely, properly. We don't really learn anything particularly new there. That said, I hadn't had like an intense workout session or anything in a while. So I was definitely gassed, like as early as like the jogs, the running that we would have to do for warm-ups. Normally, like I'd be fine after that, but no, it really messed me up and got me a little worried, like, oh my god, am I that out of shape? And like 3 months isn't a long time, but alas, I was gassed. I definitely felt weak as well, like doing the warm-up exercises. At that point, I had only been like lifting heavier for a couple of days, so I still felt like a little weak on my right hand. But that said, it was like I was really comfortable still. Like I was worried that posting for like body slams or like picking people up would be like incredibly painful or at the very least uncomfortable. No, it wasn't. It was actually fine. My wrist adjusted like pretty quickly. It did help that I wrapped the shit out of it. Like I got that like CM Punk kind of like wrist wrap situation on my bad hand, which helped a lot. I guess I'm gonna have to get used to wrapping my wrist that way moving forward. Oh, my neck isn't as strong as it used to be. Normally I'm pretty good with doing flip bumps and back bumps and making sure that like the back of my head doesn't hit the mat, but we did like a simple hip toss, and even as I was actively tucking, my neck was still weak. It still whipped back, and that didn't feel great. TLDR, I'll have to do some more neck training or be a little more on it than I used to. But you know, all that said, I feel really optimistic. That's it really. If this was interesting at all to you, I'm gonna try and post more frequently in this channel. And yeah, I'm just gonna be documenting stuff. Maybe, I guess this will serve as a sort of channel introduction as well. Here I'll just be posting about random stuff. I'm guessing a lot of it might be wrestling focused, because that does take up a lot of my time and brain space. But definitely might be touching on to, like, I don't know, regular daily vlogs or that sort of thing. That said, if there's anything that you're curious about, let me know. I do plan on maybe touching on my whole pro wrestling debut journey, inspirations, that sort of thing. But yeah, just because it's so timely, me going back into wrestling after a couple months, that's the first video, that's the debut. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you around. Take care of yourselves.